You want to hand one to the young lady behind you?
Hello! I actually started visiting schools with Raj in September. We would go every Tuesday and visit 2 schools, seeing what's happening in the classrooms and getting to spend time with the principals.
He and all of the other people from the Lions Club, they do this every year for every student in 3rd grade.
It's really clear when you see the principals how much they love Raj, how pleased they are with the leadership, how happy they are to be doing a good job, and how happy they are that their children are performing so well.
Start school and then graduates, less likely to be involved in criminal justice, less likely to be involved in welfare, less likely to be involved in social services, more likely to volunteer in their community, more likely to be philanthropists and give back to their community, and the list goes on and on and on.
I was on the North Thurston Education Foundation board. My name is John Halverson. When Raj and his wife came into the community, and we sponsored a picnic dinner, I think the 1st or 2nd week that he was here. And he had his mind made up that he was going to improve the math scores in this district. And he just did an outstanding job. He got everyone involved, from janitors and school bus drivers and classroom teachers, administrators, everyone involved in thinking of how to encourage the use of or make use of math problems in the rest of their work.
Well, I first got involved with Raj as co-chair of the last levy committee and really got to appreciate his quiet leadership, also his fiscal conservatism. One of the things I valued, both as a city councilman and as a mayor, is the idea of setting aside some resources for tough times.
When they recruited him to take on the superintendency in Seattle, because they needed someone who was really skilled in finance and in management. He inherited at that time, as I understand it, $33 million deficit in the budget. And within 3 years, he was able to eradicate that and build a decent reserve for the district, which was a phenomenal feat. Of course, with the times like they are, bringing that kind of skill to the North Thurston School District is a stroke of genius. I really compliment the school board for having done that.
He came with a legacy, serving for Seeds of Compassion, and his whole focus on the child, and the child at the center of everything we do, was such a wonderful vision and brought out in everyone the very best.
I'm Dr. Maddie DeGive. I oversee student support services for North Thurston Public Schools. A student who may be struggling in the classroom may exhibit behaviors, and a student who has some social emotional difficulties may in turn be struggling in the classroom. So it's really important to address the whole child, all aspects of a student's performance in school.
We as an educational community, we have focused, performance, academic performance, the tests, the scores, they are important. But just focusing on them is not enough, because we have to have the foundation. You cannot isolate the educational part by itself. Our kids are, and we as adults are, a whole people.
One of our high schools really took on positive behavior intervention support along with the academic tiered interventions with great commitment and enthusiasm, that within 2 years their disciplinary infractions had decreased by over 40%. We have had visitors from all over the state coming to that high school to look at their PBIS program and to try to model some of what they might do at their high schools.
When our graduation rate, 85%, this is, I guess, record for our school system, 7-8% better than what we were 4 years ago or 5 years ago. As compared to state, we are 6-7 percentage better.
At the same time, he's having to deal with growth that hasn't been this significant since probably in the 70s.
My name is John Bash. I'm the Deputy Superintendent with North Thurston Public Schools, and it's my pleasure to talk today about our Superintendent, Raj Manhas. I came to know him just over 3 years ago in an interview situation, and it was probably the most unique interview I've ever had as a leader. And by that I mean Raj was just as interested in who I was as a person as he was my resume and my work experience. And that's one of the things I continue to admire about him and appreciate about him as a leader is he believes that getting the right people engaged in this work, this important work with our kids, is one of the most important decisions any of us make.
When you think about what makes an organization, it's not the stuff, it's not the walls, the books, the things that you have or don't have. It's the people that you have within that organization. If I were to pick the #1 resource I have at this school, it's people. I'm Karen Owen. I'm the principal here at Nisqually Middle School. I've had the really good fortune and joy to be the principal for the last 10 years here. Been in the district for 15 years. And prior to that, I was in the Olympia School District. And I think as I think about my experience here at Nisqually Middle School, one of the things I'm most proud about is the diverse culture that we have here with a variety of various ethnic backgrounds that just make for a really wonderfully rich community. And one of the things I really like about Raj is that he supports that diversity and us continuing to stretch and push for equity for all the kids, no matter who they are.
He grew up poor in India, and he talks about his own story frequently, and that education, we hear cliches that it's the great equalizer and those kinds of things. Well, we believe that here, and Raj passionately believes that here. So things like helping pay for PSAT exams for students who wouldn't otherwise take them because they simply couldn't afford the test, he's helped promote those kinds of things that are sort of broadening the hope and the expectations that kids and their families have.
You know, to navigate the complexities in life, it doesn't matter your personal life or jobs, you need to be socially, emotionally strong. And I think the world, as we are looking at the global situation, is becoming one. And these children in the future, they'll be working with people from all over the world. And I think if they are more strong in their social, emotional well-being, they'll be more resilient to deal with some of the nuances and difficulties they have to deal with.
But I do know this, that among other superintendents and other retired superintendents, Raj's image and reputation is really high.
He has very high expectations for all of us. And I think the reason we're committed to doing everything we can to reach those high expectations is because we also feel the support from him as our leader.
He has credibility. And without credibility, you cannot lead.
Each one of us can learn and grow. And that starts with me and our board and the people in district office, all the way down to the classroom. Everyone who's working with children, it's not only the children who are growing, we are all growing together.
These children are the future, and we have to do everything that we can to make sure that they have everything that they need to become the most brilliant people that they're just destined to be.
Great job,
Raj!